What are you doing? Hi honey, how was the day? Please sit here, na? Everyone is sitting here. Let's sit together. Please sit here. I want to talk to you. Parents, face this situation or face this incidents, these responses from your child, from your preteens, from your teens, from your adolescents sometimes, right? And being a parent, we feel very hard. We feel that we want our children to be with us. We want our children to share their emotions, share their feelings, or share their whatabouts with us. And what happened to my sweet, chubby child who was so adoring, was so close to my heart, and now became so ignorant, so silent, and so emotionally unreachable? We get shocked. We get shocked to see our children to be emotionally distant once they grow up. But this happens. This happens number of times with number of parents. Now, in this video, I'm going to share 4 very useful and 4 very doable ideas or tips what you can do to connect with your emotionally distant child. So be there till the end. Before going deeper into those tips, let me tell you something, that as and when our children grow up, they grow through different stages, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And preteen to teen, especially teenage, is a certain age where our children explore their own existence, where they explore what they can do, where they explore their individuality, where they celebrate or they want to celebrate their individual thought, individual existence. If you look at other creatures in this world, you will see that once they grow up, they go out after coming out of their childhood, when they don't need their parents to feed them, they go out and explore the world. And for that, they need that freedom. So sometimes teenagers or little before the teenage, the children want to go little aloof. They want to explore themselves. They want to explore their world. So if at that point of time, at times, you find your child wanting to be little alone or spending more time in his or her room rather than spending with others, I think it's okay. It's a place or it's a space for them to celebrate their individuality. But if it is happening most of the time, and if it is happening always, your child is not sharing anything, though your child is struggling through lots of emotions and not coming to you, not sharing, completely shut down, completely distant, you need to be aware. And rest of the video, I will talk about those emotionally distant child who are not just teenagers, but who are suffering from being emotionally distant. Now, if you like this video, what I'm telling, if you find that this is helpful, then please subscribe our channel and hit the like button, like our YouTube video, because if you like our videos, it will help us to create more and more videos like this. Now let's come back to the topic. Hi, I am Piali, Success Mindset Architect for children, and parents have a working experience with number of parents and children, and on top of everything, I am a mom of a teenage daughter. Now, this is a very common experience. Once we see our children to be emotionally distant or emotionally unavailable, we parents, we go into trauma. We go into the succumbing situation where we feel confused, we don't know what to do. And here I want to bring 4 very useful tips for you, the parents, and please jump in. It's very difficult for us, for the parents, to accept that distance with our children, especially if we are very much close or attached to our children. And once we see our children not to share their internal world with us, we started feeling worried, we started feeling stressed, lot of negative thoughts starts coming in our mind, and out of our basic instinct we start nagging, we start asking our children again and again, what happened to you, why are you behaving so aloof, why are you feeling so distant, why you are not sharing anything with us. And here is the cue, the more and more we talk about that, if your child is really emotionally distant, if your child is really not able to share his or her emotions, and if you continuously nail in that point, what happens? The child starts feeling nagged, or sometimes the child starts feeling more helpless. The reason is, if your child is not just a teenager, if your child is not going through a normal teenager independence, that means your child is going through emotional disability to express his or her emotions in a proper way, to share his or her own feelings. And if your child is really going through that disability, he or she doesn't need to be reminded about that disability again and again. What he or she needs to be helped out. So if you continuously or repetitively talk about this aloofness, talk about this emotional unavailability, not sharing the thoughts, not sharing time with you people, the child will be even more irritated and even more disturbed, helpless, and as a result the distance between you and your child may increase. So stop nailing again and again about this particular phenomena, what you are observing right now at this stage. Be a little more observant. The second point, you need to look back yourself. Number of times an emotionally unavailable child is a result of emotionally unavailable parent. Doesn't mean that we are not physically available for our children. At times it happens that we make ourselves physically present, but we are not emotionally present for our children at their necessary time, once they need to be emotionally close. They miss the parents to understand their emotions. Also, it happens that number of times we hide our own emotions from our children. We think that they are too young to understand that, and we don't show the right emotions what we are going through to them. And it creates the emotional distance between us and the children. Number of times we convey our emotions in a wrong way. For an example, I will say that once my daughter was answering back to me. It happens, right? For a number of parents, she was answering back to me with a rude voice, and I really got shocked. I was upset. But what happens in most of the cases, we get angry. So instead of showing our upset feelings, we show them our anger, and it's a wrong message about our own emotions. So once I saw my child answering back to me rudely, I just stopped myself. I just put a pause on my words. I looked at her with full eyes, and I just came out of that place. She understood something happened, and after some time she was just observing me. then, even after some time, she herself came to me and looked at me and just touched me. So I looked at her and I gave her a real sad look, because I was really sad. I was really upset. I was very clear with my mind that I am upset. I'm not angry. Once she saw me to be sad, she said herself that I am really sorry, and that's what I'm meaning. I'm really sorry. I won't do that ever again. And that brought the changes, at least a little, in her. So express your real emotion. Understand your real emotion. Don't tangle up number of emotions. Understand your real emotion and express it to your child. Don't hide your emotions from your child. The more and more you will express your emotions authentically to your child, the emotional distance between you and your child will be reduced. Your child will learn how to express their emotions, and your child will also come at their emotional points to you. Tip number 3. Once you feel your child is very challenging, the moment you feel that your child's behavior is very challenging, maybe he or she is going through emotional storm but got completely silent, or coming out of a lot of emotional outburst all on a sudden. So if you find that moment where you find your child very challenging, know that that is the magic moment, because that is the moment when you can create the magical bond between you and your child, because that is the moment when your child needs your emotional presence mostly. That is the moment when your child needs the help from you, the emotional help. They are disabled to express their emotion in a correct way. And that is the moment where they are surrendering themselves to the emotional outburst. Understand that and get a hold of that moment. Use that moment to create the awesome bonding between you and your child. Now, the fourth tip, which is extremely important, especially for emotionally distant children, to make that connection with them. Your child is probably requiring an emotional learning. Your child needs to learn how to identify, how to understand his or her own emotions, and how to manage his or her emotions. Most of the time, we say our children to control their emotions, but controlling emotions will not save them. Controlling emotions may make them emotionally silent. So, it is very important, if you find your child emotionally distant, emotionally unavailable, arrange structured emotional learning for your child. It is as important as their academic learning to have a happy and successful life. Unless and until they know their emotions, they understand the meaning of their emotions and they manage their emotions, they understand others' emotion and express their emotions in a correct way, they won't be able to have that success in their professional field and even in their personal life. Value your emotions, value your child emotions, and help your child to grow happy and successful in life. Have a great journey. Have a blissful parenting. Thank you.